Do we have a Pete cutout or something?
No, I wish.
Oh,
All right.
Keith would make love to that cutout.
Zoo.
Does the cutout have big tits?
Like,
I'm
I
not
don't.
gonna comment because those mics are live.
The mics are
That's right.
live. The stream is going.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
I don't hear the intro.
But there's no ticker.
not.
Hold on, I didn't play the intro yet.
He's doing one step at a time.
Jesus, this is retarded.
One
Well,
foot
hell, I think I'll have another drink.
in front of the other, put your other foot.
Jamie White.
You got to put one foot in front of
Onto the other, put your back foot down.
down. The syndrome.
I must be crazy to do the things I do. Working all day overtime, taking care of you. One tough assignment, keeping you in line. You're playing with my mind.
Did you just-
Put me through. Baby. It's a burn you up. Somebody got to do it.
Hey,
It's a
Joey.
burn you up.
What's happening?
Someone's got to try. It's a burn you up. I say now. Baby.
I'm gonna mute your ass, but I don't understand. Oh my god,
Jamie's gone.
Jamie's dead. Freaking mute everybody so I can get a clean start here.
Fuck that noise. We're not quitting.
You're listening to the F That Noise podcast featuring Pete Melia,
But we're talking about shit here.
Jamie Klein,
No one wants to smell your dirty fucking shit.
Mike Burdick,
Feel like I'm in group.
Steve Taylor,
Is he getting his balls slapped by some other dude?
and Keith Grieve.
You get a fucking sausage. It is episode 76 of F That Noise.
Fucking
Made it.
sausage.
We've made it to another one, but we do have a casualty. Mr. Pete Melia will not be joining us tonight for
He's dead?
a variety of miscommunication. We were all set to go last night, and then he lost power due to this bomb cyclone bullshit hitting the Northeast.
Dude, it rained a lot.
Yeah, I haven't seen this much moisture since. Well, it's been quite a long time.
But I'll bump.
Whoa.
Oh, you lose power.
Let's hope we have no listeners right now.
Oh God, what did you think of? Never mind. Anyway,
That's funny
so
because
yeah.
when we had a hurricane one time a few years back, that's how Robbie came to be.
I was gonna say you got a kid out of a hurricane.
Yeah.
Oh, you made fuck?
Yeah, I mean, fuck, because we didn't have any power. I was bored.
Yeah,
Sure.
you got to do whatever. You got to huddle together to keep warm, and pretty much that's how humans procreated up until about 1950.
Have you ever like had sex with your wife and then yell right in her face, like say, "I'm in you"?
Yeah, a couple times here and there.
No, and I'm not gonna lie, it's never really dawned on me to do that before.
Try it.
You don't know.
No, but there was this one time I was fucking this deaf chick and I had to. Okay, no, I'm not gonna.
But you had to hold her hand over your mouth when you did it.
That's right.
Did she win?
I
Best
speak
actress
Braille.
Did she win Best Actress for Children of the Lesser God?
Oh,
No, but it sounded like I was beating a baby seal.
no, how do you?
The best actors for making fuck with Steve.
Yes.
Do we have any ASL interpreters in the house that could teach us how to say this in sign language?
Holy shit, I'm gonna come.
Yeah. This.
That'll work great on a radio.
Pusai.
We got a Dominic French says, "Oh, we are listening." Good, at least somebody is.
Oh, someone's here. All right.
He's the one.
Motherfucking Dom.
He's the one. Thank you very much. We appreciate all our listeners. You can follow us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/fthatnoise. And that's the best way to watch us live. If you want to take part in the program, the phone number is 585-484-0342, 585-484-0342. And
what's the number?
585-484-0342. Thanks, Mike. But if you want to follow us and keep track of the Insanity Facebook page, fthatnoisepod.com. You can find listen links to all of the various areas, but pretty much wherever you get your podcasts, if you just search F That Noise, we come up. Not near enough to the top as I would like. However,
you gotta want it.
Yes, you gotta want it. You gotta be in it to win it, and you gotta want it. And so the best way to do is to go to fthatnoisepod.com and follow the listen links to your podcast host of choice.
And buy a fucking t-shirt. Mike, show everyone your t-shirt.
Yeah, Mike's got an official F That
I
Noise
was just about to
t-shirt.
take my shirt off, but luckily I haven't yet.
You know, there's a new design, especially for the hoodies, with just the letter F. If you don't want to wear our faces on your chest, although I don't understand that. I don't understand why you wouldn't want to wear us around. But if the letter F, I think we should start a fan club, the Effers. If you want to be an Effer.
Oh, that's
All right, Mike, show us your penis now. Show us your penis.
All right. Wait, can't find it. Hang on. It's in here somewhere.
We also have the F That Noise jockstrap that Mike is trying to still find. I don't know if you can find that.
Yeah.
Oh, the urban legends. Such a mistake.
We have people that witnessed it. Mike walking around a junior high locker room bare-assed.
Oh, sure. Like, listen, if I got 4 people or 5 people in a room and I told them something really raunchy about Keith that's not true, I bet I could get them to agree with it in a matter of 30 seconds.
I don't think so.
I'm just saying.
What would it be?
I don't know. So. Give me something. Let's find out. If you call up right now, I'll get you to agree.
No. Go to the episode where we talk about our biggest regrets.
Oh, right.
Yeah, there you go. That should give you enough fodder just from that episode.
Well, hang on. I'll go look at it.
I just think after all these years, we got to give Mike a break. I mean, if you're looking for cock, you're looking for cock. The way he does it is the way he does it, and I hold nothing against him.
But you know what, though? It was the 90s. You had to stay in the closet. We get it. You know, you had to kind of like play it coy, and you couldn't just come
there's
out
a lot of cock in that closet.
It wasn't in the gymnasium.
You know?
Was it Jim Makowski's closet?
Well, it could have been. It could have been a lot of closets. I don't know. It was dark.
Jamwell Kowski. All right, we usually start every episode with a drive of the week. If you don't know what a drive is a line from a movie or a TV show set at exceptional velocity and volume, and this segment belongs to Jamie Klein.
All right, ladies and Alec Baldwin. What we have here is
no.
No! I was gonna I was gonna say it's too soon, but you got to shoot your shot.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
it's too soon, but you put a picture of his face on Vince Vega from Pulp Fiction.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
So we've already done Drive of the Week for this movie, but this is a different drive from the same movie. It is Eddie Murphy, arguably one of his best films, 48 Hours. In this scene, we have the great, underrated David Patrick Kelly, once again doing a classic drive. He's also did a Drive of the Week, one of the first ones we ever did on our show, which is from one of the greatest movies ever, The Warriors. So here's another drive by David Patrick Kelly from 48 Hours.
You know where Gans is. Who gives a fuck what you think? Look, asshole, you just took a shot.
I'll give you a little bit of the setup here, Mark.
Haven't seen him for years. That's the truth. Look, asshole, you just took a shot at me. I think you do know where Gans is. Who gives a fuck what you think?
Oh, okay.
That's
I
such
didn't
a
get it
good
the
drive.
first time, but that one did it.
Who gives a fuck what you think?
Mm-hmm.
Who gives a
I
fuck?
fucking love that guy.
Gives a fuck?
I do too. David Patrick Kelly is so underrated.
Who gives a fuck what you think?
And it wasn't a drive, but he has one of the best lines of any movie when he looks at Ray Dong Chong and goes, "Fucking whore." In Commando.
Commando.
I fucking love that.
He's in a
Fucking
movie.
whore.
I'm not real big on new movies, but he's in a new movie called VFW about a bunch of grizzled old war veterans that one late at night, this woman runs in crying and screaming. She's got blood on her, saying that these criminals are after her. It's a bunch of these drug addicts or whatever, this gang. And so one of the guys comes in there and tries to get her, and they attack the guy and they beat the shit out of him. Well, then the rest of the movie is kind of like Night of the Living Dead, where they just arm themselves up with all these like weapons and guns and whatever they have at this little bar because they're a bunch of war vets. And the whole movie is them just fighting off all these gangs. That's it.
Oh yeah, I've seen that movie poster. Was it Fred Williamson, Stephen Lang?
Yeah, Martin Cove, David Patrick Kelly, George Wendt is in it.
Oh Jesus!
Fred Williamson. It is.
Oh yeah, that's the teacher from. There he is.
Yep, Martin Cove. It is a great. It's Stephen Lang.
What's that guy's name?
Martin Cove.
He got you, James. He got you.
You silly goose.
That was the Drive of the Week brought to you by Trashman Media. For the latest DVD and Blu-ray combo and reviews, head over to trashmanmedia.com and also on Facebook and Twitter.
And don't forget to check out www.DominicFrench for all your latest news and nudity.
There you go, Dom.
Not right.
There's your 15 minutes of fame there,
Burn
Dom.
you up, I say now.
Jesus.
That was so sick.
Mike's wasted.
Navajo.
Well, it's so funny. Mike got all pixelated for a second.
It happens
Summer potion.
when you piss on the screen.
Penis.
So on the rundown, we talked. The next step on the rundown is what can you call people at work besides the R word? And the reason this brought up was because one of us, I don't know if he wants to tell the story or not, got in trouble at his place or his or her place of employment. And
His or her.
What the fuck is her?
Everyone-
Yeah. Oh, I have the pussy.
I never realized it.
It's so
there it is.
I have an inner.
roast beef down here.
Sue.
Apparently, it's against office politics to refer to a coworker as the R word. It's
Russian.
Russian, yes. You can't refer to that as Russian.
Right. Andy Russian.
It is a word that has kind of lost its luster over the years.
Rust?
No, we're not bringing up Rust again. Which why don't I have a gunshot sound effect? I mean, honestly,
Because you're retarded.
Yeah, pretty much.
Way to go, a-hole!
But fuck, where was I? Oh,
Okay, we're talking about retard.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
But it was something that like when we were growing up, it was said pretty regularly, and obviously it doesn't mean like when we used to call things gay.
Yeah.
We didn't mean it like we weren't slandering the whole homosexual population. Well, maybe we were in the 80s.
We
But
probably
nowadays
were.
we don't. But nowadays we don't mean that. It doesn't mean the word doesn't mean what the dictionary tells you it means. So apparently it's not workplace correct to refer to your coworkers as a retard. And we wanted to brainstorm what could you get away like if there was somebody that, for lack of a better phrase, repeatedly does the wrong thing. What could you call them in a work email and not get in trouble?
Yeah, it's true because you can't say stupid, you can't say moron. I was thinking that maybe inept, but even that could be
Inept is very PC. Inept, very, very mature, James. Very mature.
Thank you. And by the way, I'm
But
the one that called the person a retard. So
See, I wasn't gonna out you, but okay.
that's all right. I wasn't thinking. I was just because this person keeps making fucking same mistake over and over, and it slips out once in a while. I'm not a fucking perfect person, you know.
Did Did it come out?
You have flaws.
Did it come
I
out?
got flaws.
Did you speak it or did you send it in a message?
No, I didn't drive it or anything like that. I was just like, I was like, well, and I kind of muffled it a little bit, but I said, well, she's a retard. She doesn't know what the hell she's doing half the time. So you should.
So we're using it as a descriptive term,
right?
To try to emphasize her lack of intelligence.
Right.
So,
you shouldn't say the word retard.
But these people, they know you, and they should know that of all the things to slip out of your mouth, that is low on the totem pole.
No, but I think
they don't know me that well. They don't.
No,
know
but
me.
I was gonna say, I think there's work Jamie, and then there's Jamie, and I don't think they know real Jamie as much as they know work.
Here's what I think. I don't think that there are certain words like I have a much more relaxed than probably some do. Like the line is place. Like I can say stupid fuck pretty easily without anybody getting offended. But I think
can you say it, or can you call someone that?
I can probably
say it, but
no. Like you're describing, you didn't say that to the person.
No.
So you said it to a third party. So I could say to a third party between me and them, I could say, "Oh man, you're such a stupid fuck," and I would be, and no one would bat an eyelash at that.
But what if you call them a stupid retard?
No, that's what I'm saying is like there's certain words where you're like talking about like that have taken on of like people be like where they've taken on a persona of like insulting like a group of people.
A group.
That, I mean, especially in this age, of course, where everyone's sensitive about everything, but in that vein, like that word has become much more offensive than like calling someone stupid to me.
Yeah.
If you call someone stupid, like you could, stupid is one of those words that has a million ways to use it, even though basically it's the same thing. So like people, it's a decaffeinated word as far as I'm concerned. But like if you're talking about a group, go ahead.
Don French is saying in the comments, call somebody a red stapler. Reference off the face.
Yeah, but there you have to have some form of knowledge to know how you're being insulted.
Yeah, and inside jokes are always welcome.
Yeah, that's actually a good one.
And it's actually be a good decoder to see who you can really fucking trust. Because if you say red stapler and they start giggling, that's your partner. That's your bro.
Yeah, that's true. They get the joke. They're in. It's like,
jobs are you going to lose before you get that partner?
Hey, it's give or take, really. We talked about work Jamie and real Jamie. Work Keith at one point or another was in HR. So when Jamie told me this story, I was reading the text of Jamie's story. I was like, ooh, yeah, can't do it at work. No, yeah.
Yeah, well, to me, it's like people are kind of unhappy in general right now, right? So
you think?
So it's like not just any people that may be on this podcast, but people are about their jobs, and it gets to a situation where you get to a I don't care mentality almost, but at the same time, that job you would care, and all of a sudden you'd be like, "What the fuck happened? What did I do? Like I should have just shut up." Yeah. So it's like that's why I answered. I was like, "Don't just trouble."
I know.
But, yeah, I mean, nobody.
But I was told that by that the person I was talking to was like, "Oh, you really shouldn't call someone that." And I said, "Well, that's retarded." and I said that because don't fucking correct me. Don't give me your PC bullshit. I'm not a fucking child. What I say is what I say. Go fuck yourself.
Cool. You guys.
And like Keith, you had mentioned in our little text thing about the Chappelle Show backlash he's having right now for the last special he had, which I watched it, and it wasn't anything.
It was nothing. I'll tell you
what. It was nothing. He was telling a story about somebody he...
Say hi to my wife. You gotta go that way.
Hi.
She brought me snacks.
You keep her?
Oh, snacks.
She brought me snacks. Yeah, when I let her up out of the basement, she makes me snacks.
Oh. But yeah, I hate this PC crap. Like it really is getting crazy. I want it to get to a point where Chappelle was the first celebrity that pretty much said, I don't give a fuck. Like he said, I'm not going to let anyone bully me. Well, no. He said he would talk to the trans community, but he's not going to let anyone bully him into whatever. And it's like, I want a celebrity or somebody that has notoriety to have the balls to say, I don't give a fuck. If you got offended, you have the right to be offended, but you don't have the right to tell me not to say it.
Yeah,
Are you guys?
Gervais.
Yeah, Ricky Gervais has been saying that forever. Go ahead.
Oh, Gervais is, yeah, he's on a different level. I love that guy.
Do you guys have anything to add to my wife's phone conversation?
What was the phone?
I can't hear.
I can't hear shit.
Was it about the
good.
episode about pubic hairs?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But I told her I'd call her back. The thing is that I mean, I my thing is this. In this day and age, I'm willing to go along in my everyday life with trying to respect people and everything like that. But when it comes to art, when it comes to comedy, when it comes to movies, when it comes to music, when it comes to something, there is a major misconception in this country that anything was supposed to ever be acceptable. You're not supposed to write, like people do write obviously for an audience and they're trying to sell something and someone can make the choice to buy that or not. But in this, it's always supposed to be a rebellion. We live in we have a very Puritan origin to this country. Everyone's had a stick up their ass at the beginning. And our art has broken away from that. So whenever I write anything, I write what I write. And I'm not going to, that's what these people. So when you talk about people need to be able to stand up to it, they just need to realize what the history of their craft is.
Yeah, but at the same time, so like I have a problem with comedians, all right, because being heckled or blackballed for anything that they say on stage, because they're making jokes. It's to make people laugh, and sometimes the point of the joke is to make the point of what makes it funny is that it makes it uncomfortable. The uncomfortability is the humor, is the joke. And in the special, and Steve, correct me if I'm wrong, but my takeaway from the jokes in the special was that he was calling out the alphabet community because they are so intolerant, so sensitive that they get unruly. And by reacting the way they did, they enhanced the punchline to the joke. And when I was watching it, I was ready for some kind of borderline hate speech, that went down the lines of these people don't belong or anything like that. And I knew better because I'd seen his other specials, but I was based on the reaction. That's what I was kind of looking for. And it never even approached that level.
No, not even close.
In fact, a lot of it was anecdotal about stuff that he was dealing with, comments and things like that, and reactions to people that were coming after him. And so in that way, he's just telling stories. And you can disagree, absolutely. In poor taste, sure, that's your opinion. But to try to sit here and say that the man should be canceled and the special shouldn't air because you are marginalizing a community that feels this, that way, or the other, they're jokes. And I understand, like, being somebody that studied history in the past, the recurrence of humor and making a certain group the butt of jokes is how racist tropes have been kind of perpetuated throughout history. But I think that only happens when the general intelligence of the population hears a joke and goes, oh, you know what, that's kind of right. It's a joke, and you have to be intelligent enough to know it's a joke.
There was I can't remember what column, what paper it was in. I want to say it was either USA Today or New York Times. The columnist actually referred to Dave Chappelle as flexing his white privilege.
What?
And everyone was like, how the fuck can you say that about? But they were saying that the fact that he thinks he can get away with saying things about the trans community. And it's like, I went back to I listened to Bill Burr once talking. I was in an interview he did with Bill Maher where he was talking about how he doesn't listen to anyone's criticism. Because he said, if you ever watch my specials, you'll see all these people criticizing it, but everyone in the audience is laughing. And that's my job. I could give two shits about anyone that's not buying a ticket to see my show. If you don't like it, don't fucking watch it. He goes, but if you're there and I'm making you laugh, then I don't give a fuck what you think. And I was like, that's...
Not to mention the fact that comedy specifically has a roots in satire.
Yeah.
You're bringing light to a certain part of something going on in society, and you're painting that in a funny light. Dave Chappelle is clearly realizing how sensitive people are getting towards these things. So he is making, not only does he have the right to say any joke he wants to say, but he also is shining light on this issue. And it's hardly ever going to be a way that every single person is going to agree with.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that is what art is supposed to be. You're supposed to be able to say, to use that creativity in any way you can. And if you're satirizing something, that's what the message is. And I think that's what you're kind of saying with how they kind of made it kind of prove the point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mention that Guns N' Roses song, Don't Damn Me.
What album was that on?
Use Your Illusion 1.
Was it?
No.
I don't remember. I played the shit out of Use Your Illusion 2. But Use Your Illusion 1 was trunked.
Wait a minute. Was it really? Don't Damn Me was on Use Your Illusion 1?
Yeah.
All right.
But it's if you listen to the lyrics, he's talking about when Axl Rose, when he's writing, all the criticism he was getting for what he had to say in Appetite for Destruction. And
I will say, and I love Guns N' Roses, but Axl Rose was looking for someone to criticize him because it helped his record sales.
And now he's looking for someone to help him with eating healthy.
No, that's Vince Neil.
But I mean, he specifically was chasing and causing that controversy for the sole reason to make himself look rebellious and make.
I could see that, definitely.
He was definitely like the shit he pulled as a hard rocker or whatever, where he's 3 hours late for a concert, or telling someone song, or he's doing that not to make a point. He's doing that for his own shit. And
that's the thing. That's the thing with like the Chappelle thing. I love Dave Chappelle, but I had no interest in watching his special until all this stuff, and then I watched it. You know how many millions of people are going to watch it because of this controversy? Mm-hmm. That's why Netflix is like, fuck it.
I'd say it's a welcome byproduct of this joke, as opposed to the Axl, which was.
But going with what you're saying though, that's how a lot of these things happen. A lot of these artists love the controversy because it puts a spotlight on their work. And for the most part, you're going to get the majority of people that'll actually appreciate it instead of criticizing it. Because it's only a small minority that criticizes it.
But I still think, I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but comedy.
That's also on Use Your Illusion 1.
Okay. Yeah. Comedy is different in that stereotypes are funny. Like making fun of stereotypes.
Why is comedy different though?
Because rock and roll is more about rebellion, right? To go back to the Guns N' Roses Axl Rose example that you just gave, the Guns N' Roses or a rock and roll mentality is about sticking your middle finger up to society and playing your music.
That's
comedy,
everybody.
but nobody complains. So like, people complain that you're making jokes about my group, so therefore you're disrespecting my group. Because you're making light of my group. You're making fun. You're trivializing my group's existence.
Okay.
And that kind of fucking narcissism is bullshit. I can be made fun of. You can be made fun of. Anybody can be made fun of. You don't like it, change the channel. You don't buy the fucking special. Don't, you know what I mean? You want to unsubscribe to Netflix because you don't like the fact they put it out? Then do it. But shut your goddamn mouth about it.
Well, no, I think people can bitch about it. People have the right to bitch about anything too.
No, I'm saying no more bitching. It's done. No more bitching. I'm banning bitching.
The problem is that people.
What are you going to do with the entire female race?
The problem is that you have to understand that everyone has that right, and everybody can bitch about you. Sit here and talk about how those people are. I can talk about how those people are stupid for saying this, just thinking whatever.
Oh my god, you're getting so good at the timing with that fucking
See, like
the
last episode, I did it during when Mike was talking, and he said this always happens during my story. And now I've decided I'm going to find a time when Mike's talking to slip that in.
It absolutely always happens during my story.
During the Michael soliloquy of the night.
Yeah.
All right.
So you don't like my soliloquies, you know?
It's got nothing to do. Now you paint me like I hate theater now by using the word soliloquy.
See, I was going to mention this story earlier. At work this past weekend, I found a different way to piss somebody off other than calling them a retard. There's this older woman I work with who lost her fucking mind at work, and all I did was tell her to be an adult. I said, you need to start acting like an adult. And she lost her shit. Ooh. And then I just started laughing, which pushed her even farther. And it was one of the greatest moments of my weekend.
Yeah, you want to get someone's goat. Start laughing when they get really angry and
laughing at them.
Yes,
that was fuel on the fire. It was priceless.
And it
actually gave me an energy boost.
Nothing says good job to our female coworkers like a good old-fashioned slap on the ass. Remember that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't get offended now, ladies.
You guys are supposed to laugh. It's actually a line from Family Guy. That's not mine.
I don't watch this show.
Yeah.
Dog shit.
So Mike had a whiskey weekend, apparently. You were talking about it.
Well, most of them, to be fair, end up to be whiskey weekends. But yeah, it was just a phenomenon because everywhere I went, in all the things I was doing with my kids or anything during the day, all through the night, anywhere I went, somebody offered me a drink, like a whiskey or a bourbon or a scotch when I was there. Now, I'm hoping what this means is that people have just gotten to the point where that's what they do with me, where it's become the way I spend my day. So we might as well get Mike a drink, and then I'll be enjoying it a lot more. But even I was finding certain moments of it tough to handle because it was a lot going on.
Were any of those drinks in a whiskey wedge?
Who's calling?
Yeah, what's going on?
Call from.
Hello, you're on the air with F That Noise.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
What?
Hello.
Who are we speaking with?
Dominic.
Oh,
hey, nice.
What's up, man? Whoa. What's the worst name you've ever called somebody at work?
Red Stapler.
You already used that in the chat.
Doesn't make it untrue.
That's the worst thing I did.
Real quick, Dom. Hold on 1 second. Keith, get your mouth off deck for a second.
The one time we get a
phone call, Keith shoves a fucking wafer cracker or some shit in his mouth here.
You don't even know what the fuck I'm eating.
Pussy holes.
Anywho. So Dom knows us from high school. How are you, sir?
I'm good, sir. How about you?
Oh, fantastic. I'm sitting here and owning the internet.
This doesn't sound like Dom at all. Years or something. Dom, do you have any identification?
Yeah, fans. What's up?
No. Man. So we're talking. Mike had a whiskey weekend. Are you? What's your sin of choice these days?
Sin of choice. Let's see. Beer. That's about it.
Beer.
Nice.
Just any beer.
Very sexy.
Are you craft beering or are you like Coors Lighting it like you're in college still?
Like, let's see.
Are you leaving work at 4:30 to have a few on your own?
Say again.
Are you leaving work at 4:30 early so you can have a few beers on your own at a brewery?
No, man. No. I work during the day.
All right.
Well, yeah, but what about after work?
Well,
no,
that's private.
That's what Jamie keeps saying. He's into those Filipino prostitutes.
Yeah. I didn't know there was such a thing as private. I should pull that card more here on the show.
Totally private.
Like, Mike is getting to the point now where apparently everybody that comes around him knows that whiskey is the way to his heart.
Or at least my liver.
That's like something that we can only aspire to, personally.
Yeah, man. Where's Amelia tonight?
He missed the group chat yesterday. We were he lost power, and so we were trying to figure out when we were going to do this because we try not to go in the missing man formation. And when we all got online, we realized that he was the only one that never confirmed that he was available to do it tonight. So we're sitting here waiting for him to come on. So we called him, and apparently he had other things to do. So he told us to go on without him.
Okay.
So
all right.
Yeah.
So say hello to him for me if you could.
Will do, man. Thanks for calling in.
All right, guys.
Hi, Don.
Hey.
Yeah, see you, man.
Hi, Dom.
See you, Dom.
There's our first actual listener calling.
That was
in.
the first.
Well, no, Wilcox called in, remember?
Well, he videoed in.
Yeah.
Oh, he video chatted. That's right.
I called in, so I was actually the first.
So, Mike, what whiskey are you drinking these days? Still Jack or?
I've been when it comes to Scotch whiskey, I've been drinking a lot more Johnny Walker on it's more of my steady thing. I've been getting a lot of
Is that the black label?
Black label mostly because I want to have some money left over, so I don't get the green label as much as I'd like to.
Let's go with the blue.
What's that joke?
I'd like to be able to send my kids to college. But no, I tried a lot of different stuff. I really enjoy when it comes to bourbon. I like Bullet a lot, and anyway, what it was is I had gone and I had coached soccer for Robbie, and people wanted to go from the team wanted to go out to lunch after, and they picked this place with a full bar. So they're like, yeah, want to buy you a drink. So I ended up having one there, and I took Robbie to Scouts, and they had a trunk and treat. Nice. Where people it's not about being trunked. It's people decorate their trunks and Halloween. So it's in town. So the kids are lined up with all the moms and stuff. And one of the dads that's there that runs the den, he's like, oh, this Irish pub's right over here. Why don't we go in? I'll buy you a drink. So then we did that. Then I had to reciprocate. We went back out just in time to be at the front of the line with the kids. And then we came back, and I took my daughter to her friend's house, and they were having a block party. And one of the dads offered me a whiskey, and then after that, I stopped by to drop something off for my wife at a friend's house. They offered me a whiskey. And then I was at a play at this theater I work at, and they said, oh, by the way, we have whiskey up in the sound booth. And I had a couple whiskeys there. And then, when I got home, I really started drinking. So it's yeah. So it was the damnedest day. Everybody, it was almost like I was wearing a shirt that said, give me whiskey, which come to think of it. Yeah. But
I'm going to add that to the F That Noise shop. Give me whiskey. That along with the founding member of the TWPC shirt that I keep saying I'm going to make.
That's right.
If you get me a whiskey, I'll be buying that tomorrow. So,
okay.
Because I figure that's a good idea at this point.
We neighbors had us over to carve pumpkins, and then there's a couple different families involved, and the kids were all the same age, all my son's age, around 10, and they're playing, and so we got a pizza, and the kids are all around the table eating pizza, and they're talking about costumes, and one of the kids, who we know very well, says, I should be D's and Kyler should be Nuts, and then we both could be D's Nuts. and I was across the room, and I was like, I'm sorry. What was? Like I took like 3 steps toward him. Like, what was that you just said there? And so with this fucking ear to ear smile, he repeated it verbatim, and I was just like, and I'm like, yeah, let's not say that anymore. And I just look at one of the other dads, and I'm like, really? We're at that stage already? They're 10 years old. Really? And I think, thank God they don't know about Bofa. And he's like, what? I go, Bofa these nuts.
Oh, Jesus.
So fast forward, I had to go pick up my daughter from dance and take her to a sleepover. So
Rotini!
Yeah, pretty much. Round trip. An hour.
Fuck what you think.
But they're all keep drinking, obviously, and I had to drive, so I had to be all responsible. So I get back and I look in my neighbor's fridge, in the garage fridge, they had those magnetic letters, and he had spelled out both of these nuts on the fridge.
Oh, that's funny.
And so we waited for the kids to find out, and of course, my son was the first one to find out. So I'm like, watch this, because I had a couple beers in me. So I go over there and I'm like, did you do this? No, it was, but I see your hands are on the letters. Did you do this? No, it was like this when did you do it?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And then I started laughing. I let him off.
I hope the therapy's worth it, Keith.
Right, these moments are what make memories.
This is you, and I didn't know how to react.
Because eventually you're probably like, did I do it? Shit.
I learned it by watching you, okay?
Yeah, he did learn about nuts from watching you.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Gives a fuck what you think.
You have a very large penis. This is the joke I was.
We make these jokes, and then the kids are involved, and it's just weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is just weird.
I guess that sounds bad. My apologies.
Hey, it is what it is, if you know what I mean.
Well, now you're making it weird.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's a good time to, hit the outro. So this was episode 76 of F That Noise. Next week I got some more thoughts. We're gonna try to be back on Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern time next week. FThatNoisePod.com for all the insanity. FThatNoisePod.com. FThatNoisePod.com. FThatNoisePod.com.
French.
That's pretty much it. Who gives a fuck what you think?